Here we go again, another super budget GPU. That dude who's piecing out an old work desktop on Craigslist has got an Nvidia Quadro 600 listed for $10. Quadros are better than GTX cards, right? They're like the professional GPUs. They cost 2 or 3 times as much. Surely they must be better, right? Well, let's test that, shall we? I've got this stuffed into the sort of system I'd imagine you might be running if you've only got $10 for your graphics card, an Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600 paired with 6 gigs of RAM. This PC, sans graphics card, would probably only set you back 10 or 20 bucks by itself if you're shopping in the right places. We're going to run this puppy through some synthetic benchmarks and a few games ranging from old stuff that should be easy to new stuff that maybe won't be. To be clear, we are way down at the bottom of the super budget PC barrel, so you be sure to dial that expectations meter way back. There are some frames in this machine, if maybe not where you'd like them to be, but let's start with a high-level summary of what the heck a Quadro card even is. Put as simply as I can, Quadros are NVIDIA graphics processors spec'd for compute tasks instead of rendering tasks. They cost a lot more than GeForce cards, even though top-end GeForce cards like Titans tend to render about the same as Quadros of the same architecture. So all the extra price really is just about that improved compute performance enabled by stuff like more RAM and unlocked drivers. The plus side there is that old used Quadros like this one usually get better driver support for far longer than comparably powered GeForce cards. That's literally the only advantage to buying an old Quadro over an old GeForce card for gaming. But hey, we're here, so let's see what's what. 3D Mark helpfully suggested the Skydiver benchmark for this system with the Quadro in it, so let's mash go on that. And whoa, boy! Now, never mind for the love. 3D Mark, I appreciate your optimism, but geez. Okay, let's try CloudGate. That's looking a bit better. Graphics score of 54-53 and an average frame rate of 23 in the graphics tests. Still not great, but $10, what were we really expecting? It's running the thing, and I've paid more for GPUs with less performance, so that's nice. Okay, how about some games? Half-Life 2 is a genre-defining FPS classic, and the Lost Coast benchmark reveals that 2005's Source Engine runs like a dream on this system. With averages that stay above 70 FPS, it's very playable at the highest settings. If you wind up with a system like this and you've never played Half-Life 2, you absolutely should grab it during the Steam Winter Sale and play it, because there's no way in space we're ever going to see a Half-Life 3 at this point. Alright, let's move up to 2013 and check out a timeless classic from that year, BioShock Infinite. And, I mean, this is high settings at 1600 by 900 and it's playable? That might be too generous. Averages in the 20 FPS range for a first-person shooter are pretty abysmal. Dropping to low settings yields a much more playable 40 FPS, and heck, if you're running on a PC at this price point, you might be doing it on a 720p display. That'd help too. Okay, now to 2016's Rise of the Tomb Raider. And for everyone wondering why not Shadow of the Tomb Raider, yeah. Rise gives us an average frame rate of 12.6 frames per agonizing second, or FPS for short. With everything cranked all the way down at 1600 by 900, this is already bad enough, thank you very much. You can play the game at this frame rate, technically, but I mean, you'll hate it. Maybe try for 720p. Finally, competitive online play. Overwatch is playable, and that's about the best thing I can say about it. As you can see, it's just playable enough for me to miss pretty much every shot, except that one, which was sort of just luck because that tracer was kind of stupid. Well, alright then, you can run some games, even kinda sorta newish ones. Dota and League of Legends would probably easily be playable, but the new hotness is Battle Royale, and well, sorry, but this thing can't even manage the tiny maps of Overwatch. You're not going to be able to jump into Apex or Fortnite on a $30 PC and have a prayer of competing. I hope that's not a shock. Some of you may be wondering why I'm not comparing this to another super budget GPU. Well, I can if you like. It's about on par with the GT 630 I've got on hand. And well, yeah, I could do a direct numbers-to-numbers comparison. The takeaway doesn't change. If you want to play newer games, they both suck. The GeForce card is newer, but because the Quadro is a Quadro, the driver support is about the same. Either one will give you a halfway competent gaming experience on slightly older titles at 720p. If you're looking at an Nvidia graphics card for super budget gaming that'll make you competitive in stuff like Fortnite and it's got anything less than a 750 in the name, well, steer clear. The fact that it started life as a Quadro isn't gonna help.